What's up guys, Craig Mack 378 here. I'm coming to you with a new video today to talk to you about a deck we're calling Jelly Red. Jelly Red is based off of the old standard Big Red decks, but splashes blue and green mana to cast that giant jellyfish hydra, whatever the hell it is, Hydroid Krasis. This deck came to life about a month ago before the Mythic Invitational. I forget the user that originally created the deck, but then it was piloted by Huey Jensen to about a top 10, top 11, something like that on the Mythic ladder with about a week to go before the Invitational. A lot of pros were considering playing it, but it fell out of favor because it was good, but it wasn't great, and it wasn't enough to sway them from the Esper mono red, mono white, triumvirate that was best of one. So this deck, we're going to jump right into it. We're going to be best of three, and I'm going to show you some sideboard cards, and we're just going to get right at it. I think it's a fun deck. I think if you're looking for something different to play, this is it. So why don't you come build with me, and we'll take a look at Jelly Red. Peace out. Alright guys, well let's just jump right into the deck section here and pull up Jelly Red. Alright, so best of three Jelly. Alright, so as you can see, this is a base red deck. It is not the fast red decks where you're used to throw in Lightning Strikes and Wizard's Lightning and everything else you can find at their faces and just trying to burn them out. This is more of a fair gameplay, what we like to call mid-range decks. So what you're trying to do here is stabilize early, get value out of your spells, and take control of the game. So we have the early removal suite of Shock and Lava Coil, obviously for the speedier decks. It's kind of a nod to those. Lava Coil is a good catch-all against Wild Growth Walkers, Rekindling Phoenixes, anything that's got a 4 toughness ass, because those things are kind of difficult to deal with. Chainwhirler in there, it's just a great 3-drop, covers a lot of bases. We have our own Phoenixes, we have our own Skarrgan Hellkites. Karn, Scion of Urza is fantastic in the deck because we're running treasure maps as well, because what you want to do is build up a lot of mana. You want to smooth out your draws. These two cards interact very well with each other. Treasure map allows you to flip it and drop a giant Krasis rather early, and by a giant I mean 5 or 6, that's fine. That'll give you the 2 cards, that'll give you some life totals, that'll give you a big blocker. We also run the Banefires as a nod to the control decks, and a lot of times these games will tend to go long. We'll flood out with lands, and this will give you an answer at the end of the game, a must deal with. They can't really counter it, but they can Thoughtseize it out of your hands. Back in best of one, they could Unmoored Ego it out of your library. But generally, the deck is very straightforward. It only splashes very lightly for these for the Krasis, right? So we only have we don't have like the full suite of different lands, so it's really a base red deck. I added a few Guildgates in here just because I like to add a little spice from the sideboard, and I didn't want to be hosed on mana. We do have the treasure maps that will help us with that, but I'd rather be able to cast my spells, and I'd rather be able take a little come to play tapped lands. I'll take that all day if it means that I can cast my spells. Casting spells is very important in Magic. And then, of course, the 4 Krasis. 4 Krasis allowed you to, early in the game, put out a big blocker, gain some life. Later in the game allows you to cast a giant Krasis and start chaining them together and just taking completely control of the game. The fact that you can draw the cards while it's still being countered makes it incredibly good against control, as long as it's the game's not too far out of whack, but that happens with every deck. So the deck itself plays pretty straightforward. Like I said, it's a pretty fair deck. It doesn't have a great matchup against anything. It doesn't have a bad matchup against anything. And I like it. So let's go to the sideboard. Sideboards. Lightning Mare. This is a nod to the mono blue that's been popping up since Autumn has been kicking everyone's ass with mono blue tempo. Cindervines is good against a lot of things, but especially against control and turns, be it Simic turns or Tamir turns, or even the new, revived Teferi turns. Ionize and Negates, these come out of the board and they surprise the hell out of people. Sometimes just one Ionize is enough to really wreck someone's day. And Star of Extinction is a nod to stalled boards, and really bringing it in against Golgari and Sultai, and it just catches them by surprise, just nukes their board, and I think and you get to that mana rather quickly in this deck, so it's a good surprise card. So you see, everything's got kind of a plan. Against red, we don't have much sideboard against red. I don't know what else we'd bring in against it. Against white, no, not much sideboard. I don't know, again, what else we'd bring in against it. The deck functions fairly well against those. Red can have some reach to burn you out. What are you going to do? I mean, red has reach to burn everybody out, so let's just play a fair game and see what happens. So this is kind of the deck, guys. What we're going to do now is we're going to jump into the Mythic ladder. Like I said, I think it was around, run around 400, and we'll play, 3 to 5 games like we always do. Hopefully get some good matchups, hopefully get some good footage for you guys, and then compile a video and get at it. You'll see how. All right, guys, so jumping right into the games, best of 3 Jelly Red. Let's see what we get first. All right, so Merjim 2, not 126, so decent rating. Let's see what he's playing. Odds are red. I'm gonna go play first, oddly enough, and decent hand. Not I'm not jumping for joy over it, but it's not bad. I'd like a treasure map in there if I'm gonna start this slow. We'll keep it. We'll say hello to Merjim. Always say hello to him. Hey, hello. How you doing, buddy? All right, good. We got a friendly opponent. Let's go. What's with this terrible green screen we got going on over there? All right, so he's rocking. Obviously, he's rocking red. So this ought to be interesting. I'm going to burn this thing out immediately. I always want to try to turn off their spectacle cards and their wizards. You want to make them play a fair game. You don't want to be casting 1-mana spells. What is going on with this? Let me see if I can fix this real quick while we're playing. Pyromancer, that's fine for us. See, we're going to handle that. All right, so now we're getting value out of cards. We are obviously just 2 for 1, no matter what happens here, so that's good. I'm trying to fix this green screen for us while we're playing because we're getting a little bit of a property. Yeah, we'll get to it later. Doesn't really matter. All right, so that's going to slow us down a bit. Or unless I can throw this out here and start hard casting Phoenixes, which I think I'm going to do since he's already used one of his Chainwhirlers. One of the big issues you run into in this game is against red decks. Common play is you play the Phoenix, they'll burn it out, untap, play a Chainwhirler. All right, so I'm not going to attack. I probably should have attacked there. I just didn't want to play out of sequence like I was, which is pretty bad. But we'll see what happens. He's just going to start raw dogging frenzies, which is interesting. We're going to have to race this now. Let's race. We have this to bring stuff back. Bring his burn spells back if he goes to kill a Phoenix. The double Phoenix draw here is really going to help us. Now for these guys, when they get the frenzy out, this is always an interesting dance, right? Like, look, what do we do here? Like, he didn't get lucky there. Sometimes you got to try that. I get it, but now we're gonna. Ooh, yeah. All right. Well, we can just do this. Let's just race, and if we untap, we win. So all right. So he scooped that one. That's not how it goes usually, but I'm not sure why he tossed that frenzy out. His hand was probably dookie. So here we are. Now we could side in Cindervines here. Mainly because we know he's running Frenzy Red. It does help with the burn spells, but I just don't think we change anything at this point. I might drop the Hellkites and put in 2 negates, just maybe to catch something. Or Banefires maybe. Alright, I'm going to drop 2 Banefires and put in 2 negates, just to see if we can catch one of these. Essentially just holding these for Lava Coils on our Phoenix and the Experimental Frenzy. I don't think he's siding anything extra into against us, so let's see what happens. Ah! That might be better. Hold on. Nope. Sorry, just still fixing this damn green screen. All right, that's a little better than last time. At least my arm's not freaking out. All right, so this is fine. Little slow against red. Now, a normal red deck here should side out everything I can kill with a Chainwhirler. You get out your Fanatics, you get out your Viashano Pyromancers, and you go that way. Who knows? I mean, I don't know how they sideboard, but that's really the good game plan when you're sideboarding red against somebody that has this. All right, so no early pressure is good. I mean, I could theoretically go for a treasure map next turn, which I probably will, and start cycling through the deck looking for looking for the jellyfish, the gold jelly. All right, so definitely are now since he didn't do anything. And I'm actually, unless depending what he plays next turn, we're gonna maybe scry on my upkeep. Good old War Boss. Yeah, so he's probably playing... I'm not going to do that on my upkeep now. I have to kill that, obviously. I can wait on this one. And we're going to. So I'm going to coil this thing out because I have 3 coils. And I'm also going to scry now. Let's see what, you know, to see what we got coming up. And set my stop for next turn. So we have 4. I'm going to punt that. And just get at it. And it's very annoying that the TV in my other room is so loud right now, but I should have shut it off, but I didn't. Let's see. Give me something else I can gank here. Light up the stage. That's why you want to keep the spectacle cards offline. All right, so there's a Lava Coil. We're not going to give him a target for that Lava Coil. Okay. Punt that again. There's a Krasis, so that's good. That's a good start. Now we want to keep Lance on our deck here. I'm going to burn that guy out. Again, we're not giving anything for the coil. Let him waste that. And we're going to upkeep this. It's fine. Not much pressure here, which is great for us. I'm going to punt Karn. We want to land. I didn't land, fam. Karn will probably get me a land if I want to go Karn here, but I probably want to... I'm just going to throw this out here. And the reason I'm doing this way is I want to do a big jelly next turn. And if he wants to waste a burn spell, because that's kind of what we worry about with this deck, right? I could cash these in and coil that thing, but I don't really care. This is not my win condition. This is just a means to an end. So if he wastes 3 damage to my face, or even a Lava Coil, we're 100% okay with that. Okay, so that's a coil. So we're fine with that because that's 2 coils gone. Now let's see what we're going to do next turn. Signs are pointing to big jellyfish. I guess my lines here is I could do this and kill that, which is not a terrible play, and I might do that right now. I fear that this is a frenzy because the way he's playing, right? I don't understand why he would have tossed that at my face there otherwise. So I could jellyfish for 7, which is pretty good, and I think I can race him at that point. I'm not going to block. I'm going to jellyfish for 7. That seems like the best play right now. Make sure I counted right. I hate when I miss one there. Sometimes I'll leave one of those things uncached. And see, now we're at a comfortable life total. I'll even block here because with Lava Coil it comes afterwards. Yeah, see, we put him on the frenzy. He had the frenzy. We're in a great racing spot now. I will block here. All right, so I think the game plan is going to be bash in for 7. Now I could just go ahead and jellyfish again, but we have a bunch of good options here. So the first option is going to be Direfleet Daredevil into this light up the action that light up the stage that he has. It's always good to light it up on your side. Later that spectacle that shit. Mize some lands, which will be good for next turn. Now we're going to go ahead and coil this guy out. I think that's the play. I could Karn, but I think we're going to coil this guy out. Just, again, we want to keep him off spectacle. I don't want to block. I don't want to chump block with the Daredevil. And I'm not really concerned about much else he could have right now. 9, 11. So we're almost lethal next turn. Fine. I don't think he can burn me out here. If he can, God bless his soul. Doesn't look like it, fam. Couldn't shock him. Oh, I mean, but I've seen crazier things for frenzies. And the thing I was doing, I was holding that whoops, almost made a mistake there. Was holding that shock just in case he tried to go banana cakes with a Steamkin. but that's not the case. So we are going to Jelly here for 6, and that should induce a scoop. I can't imagine him continuing to play this out. Wrap it up, Pete. Make that decision, fam. And another Daredevil. So as long as we don't get burned out next turn from 11 again with a blocker. Pretty confident. Could happen, though. I've seen weirder things happen. He could be sitting on Burn Spell right now, too, trying to make sure he doesn't get lethal. Or he could just be roping me, which happens a lot in Arena lately. He was probably very excited about cracking the old... there's no point in attacking with this guy. Cracking the old top 100. If I drew some kind of burn spell at the top, I would have went lethal, but we did not. He's gonna have to start pointing stuff at my face. It's a good start. 1 mana is good. Steamkin's fine. This is what I was worried about. Still at this point, he's got to. All right, still going. So yeah, that's a game. All right, good game. All right, so that's it, baby. 1-0 to start. Up to 251. We'll give me 1 second. I'm just gonna go shut off the music in the other room. We'll be right back. Alright guys, so we were going to play 3 matches, but I realize now when I'm making these videos, best of 3, that's going to be very, very long video, you know, especially when you're going 3 games a lot. So I'm going to load up the red one, was the first one we played. We played another one, it just was dragging out as an Esper, we wound up losing. But I think you get an idea of how the gameplay of this deck works, and the grindy nature of it. So what I'll do is I'm going to load up a sideboard guide as well to the video, and I'll probably put it in the comments as well. And do I think it's the best deck? No. If you're looking for something different to play, this is fun. If you're looking for something with red, with Krasis, this is fun. It has decent matchups against the field. It doesn't have a great matchup against anything, and I don't like playing decks that don't have a great matchup against anything. If I was going to play a deck that was decent against a lot of things, I would play Esper Control. That being said, this is Jelly Red. This is Build With Me number 3, Jelly Red, best of 3. Give me a follow on Twitter. Give me a like on the video. Check out the Twitch stream. We're doing the pre-release next week for MTG War. And yeah, Team Leviathan, Team Ether Hub. Thanks a lot, guys. Talk to you soon.